All right, it says live. Let me go and check now again. All right, got the notification. Make sure mic is working. All right, we good to go. Give me a check, Gail. Mic check.
Mic check 1 2 4 2.
I like that. Dang. All right, we good to go.
Happy birthday, Katisha.
She reach it.
Miss Ward. Just in case she might watch it.
She didn't reach yet. They didn't say she reached yet.
This will be on the recording. This evidence.
She love to go back and see it. All right, Gail, you could bring us. Hold on, let me start the recording for SoundCloud. Then you could bring us in. I'll share it while you give us your intro.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. That's good.
Yeah, man, go.
To the Entrepreneur to Entrepreneur podcast, episode number 64.
6-4.
And we have an exciting guest with us here today. Just want to send a happy birthday shout out to W2E fave, Miss Ward of Pop Stop.
Happy birthday, Tisha. And once again, I want to say thank you for having us last week. We had a good time. Well, I had a good time.
Yes, I certainly did as well. That was last week?
Yeah, that was last week, yeah.
Wow, that feel like ages ago.
Yeah, at BTVI, she invited us to speak to her students that she teaches entrepreneurship to. So big shout out to Kentisha for providing that opportunity.
Yes, much appreciated.
It was a great time.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
But go ahead, Gail.
So today we have a special guest. Before we get started, I'd like to insert a shameless plug. Tomorrow is the Business Consultants Happy Hour, and it's an event geared toward giving entrepreneurs a chance to get some pretty much needed consultation on issues or, I guess, things that would affect their business as entrepreneurs and those who are interested in doing startups or anything like that. If you're in business or would like to get into business, this is an opportunity for you to speak with professionals in their respective fields. And you can bring any questions that you may have. The cover charge is $10. It will be held at the Venture Co-working Space in Palmdale. That's number 17 Rosetta Street. And you can like the page, Let's Connect, 242. Let's Connect is the name of the page and the organization. And, of course, we have Mr. Knowles here with us who will be able to tell us a bit more about that. But just to, again, invite you to come out to the event tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be featuring professionals in insurance, graphic design, and web development. So if you need consultation in any of those areas, you're able to pay a $10 fee to get, well, not a fee, let's call it an entrance. Let's call it a business investment. $10 business investment for 15-minute consultations with each of the professionals there. And you can bring your specific questions. If you would like to RSVP, you can do so at letsconnect242@gmail.com. And we have an exciting event coming up on December 2nd. I'll allow Mr. Knowles to tell us more about that, perhaps at the end of the session. But just as a way of introduction, like the page, the event is there, so please, please, please check it out. And it starts tomorrow. We're going all the way until November 17th or 24th, depending on how things go. And we have a slate of professionals that will do consultations in areas including branding. We have somebody lined up for agriculture. If you're interested in getting into farming here in the Bahamas, they'd be able to advise you on how best to go about doing so. If you are interested, again, in graphic design, accounting, if you need accounting help for your business or consultation, basically we're trying to provide an event that would allow a comprehensive consultation for any startup, any entrepreneur to take advantage of at a lower fee. So definitely would encourage you to be a part of that. I think that shameless plug was long enough.
Yes,
Yeah?
that was a nice full commercial.
Thank you. So today we are speaking with Mr. Deon Knowles of BEK Enterprises. And we'll allow him to, I guess, introduce himself more formally and to tell us what it is that he does and what it is he's, in terms of business, what it is that he's doing currently. And then we can go from there. So I'll turn it over to you, Mr. Knowles. Welcome via telephone.
Hey, how you doing? Good to be here. Good to be talking to you guys.
Thank you for joining us. Can you tell us a bit more about DMK Enterprises?
Well, DMK Enterprises is a company that comprises of many different operations. I started the company called DMK Cleaning and Manufacturing.
Okay.
I started off manufacturing blinds, and I started off cleaning blinds and cleaning draperies and carpet cleaning and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because the business is seasonal, people wanted to get their stuff cleaned up. People wanted to renovate their homes during the Christmas time and maybe during the New Year. So the business was seasonal. And you had a lot of competitions, persons who were in the blind industry. So I said to myself, hey, you know, I'm going to try and launch off into something else. So I started playing around with the computer. I was always a creative person. And so I started playing around with Photoshop, learning how to create little flyers and stuff like that for one of the church that I was a part of. So they gave me a lot of opportunity to create this and to create that. Mm-hmm. So I said, hey, this is something that seems a bit promising. So then I got certified. I went to Synergy and I did some other studying on Photoshop and InDesign and graphic design. Mm-hmm. And that's when I started the printing aspect of it. And then I said, hey, I'm operating the blind company. I'm operating a printing company. I'm operating a graphic design company. And I'm thinking about doing some other things. I said, hey, you know what? Why don't I name my company, change it from DMK Cleaning and Manufacturing, then incorporate everything and call it DMK Enterprises. Mm-hmm. And that's how DMK Enterprises came about.
Okay. You mentioned having to adjust your business from the cleaning business to pursuing other interests or talents. Usually when we start business, we're excited about what it is that we're doing, and especially when we invest in our own business. You mentioned that you saw that the product was maybe more seasonal. Can you describe your thought process where you realized, you know, maybe I need to do something else in order to perhaps achieve the goals that I have or make the money I want to make, or whatever your motivation would have been at the time? Can you describe the thought process between maybe moving away from what you had already determined to be an excellent idea, obviously, into pursuing something else?
Well, my thought process was this. When I was doing manufacturing blinds, I was off and on jobs. Okay, I worked with my sister, and then I worked with my sister, and I work with other persons.
Oh, we have some excitement. We have some excitement. If you're a parent, you understand what this excitement may be. So just bear with Mr. Knowles for a quick second. No problem.
No problem, man.
We fully understand.
I'm at work, so I had a little interruption just now. So
yeah, man, not a problem. Go ahead.
Yeah. So as I was saying, I was back and forth with different companies, working with other companies, and then I said to myself, sorry, I had another distraction again. Mm-hmm. And then I said to myself, you know what? I'm working for these people. I'm working for this company, working for the other company, not finding the time to build my dreams and building other person's dreams and helping other people's dreams become a reality. I said, you know what, I'm putting my stuff aside. And that burning desire within me to, you know, become self-empowered, to live the life that I really wanted to live, to have the freedom that I really wanted to enjoy family, to enjoy friends, and to use it. So I said to myself, you know what, I can put this energy, because I always was a determined person. I always was the person who worked hard and do what it takes to make it. So I said, hey, if this mindset that I have to work hard, I might as well put this energy into my business. Mm-hmm. So I said, and that's when and that's what the thought process was in becoming an entrepreneur. I said, hey, if I could put the time into helping somebody else succeed, if I could put the time into help this one accomplish it, because I was helping people accomplish their dreams, helping people do this. So I said, hey, let me put the time into my own work, into my own ventures, become successful. If I have to start from the bottom, let me start from the bottom and build up, so I could look back and say, hey, this is what I've accomplished. Mm-hmm. So that was the thought. That was my mindset. Yeah.
Okay. And then when you moved on, or what would you say would be the most challenging part of moving on from what it is that you were doing into doing what it is that you love?
Well, the challenging part was one of the things, the finances. You know, one of the things is finance is always a challenge. Yeah, that's always an issue. You know, people criticizing you, people telling you, "Well, you got to be crazy." You know, that was the challenge, but mainly finances was the most challenging part. But I said to myself, "Hey, I'll do whatever it takes to make it."
Yeah.
And I kept the mindset, and hey, eventually I started to make it. You see, but that's the thing about entrepreneurship. That's the thing about being an entrepreneur. You know, it's not easy. It's not an easy road. But I tell people, entrepreneurship to me, I consider it as a gift. You see, I consider it as a gift. I consider it as a calling, I would say. You know, you ever heard the term, hey, just a calling on this person's life or something. You ever heard about that term?
Yeah, I think we've both heard that before.
Say it again?
No, I think we've both heard that before, yes. Yeah,
so it's just like a calling. You can't really run from it. You see?
I'm curious to know some of these people that were calling you crazy. You mind telling us some of the people that would call you crazy when you told them, listen, I want to leave this job and go ahead and step out on this limb and do it for myself?
Well, at that time, I didn't have any kids. I wasn't married or nothing like that.
Oh, okay.
At that time, I was single.
Okay.
So it was mostly family.
Right.
Mostly close family. You see? Uncles, aunts, you know, they always looked at me crazy. They always looked at me as, hey, look at this dream, look at this person who, you know, why don't you try this? I said, no, I want to try it. Let me follow this inner feeling that I'm feeling. Let me follow this inner tugging, you know, that I'm feeling. I used to say to myself, if this person make it, why do you think I can't make it?
Yeah, exactly. When you have so many examples.
Yes, so many examples, you know, so much persons you can look at. You go Google people and you find out their story, be like, man, how did you do it? You know, how did you do it? So, hey, they had a determined mindset and they made it. So if they could make it, I say that I can make it too, you know? And
we have one of our viewers, Crystal, is asking, at what point did you trade your 9-to-5 for your business full time? I think she means, I guess, how long were you at the company that you were at? And when was the point that you decided to leave and go ahead full time into your own business?
Yeah, what was the last straw?
I never said every company that I worked for. When I started off at Lowe's Alarm Services. I started off installing cameras and so forth. And I worked there for like 3 years.
Okay.
After that, I said, hey, I couldn't do it anymore. I felt something was pulling me to try something else. So what I did, then I went to work with my sister. My sister, at that time, she had a blind and manufacturing company. See? So I said, hey, let me work with her because maybe I could have had more
freedom,
liberty per se. You know, but I started working with her. I worked for like about seven years. I worked for her.
Oh, wow.
And me working for her, this is my sister now, my close sister. Working for her, I learned principles. She taught me a lot of things. She taught me how to discipline myself. She taught me about business. I saw how she handled affairs, and I never took it. I never took advantage of her. Even if she's my sister, I always tell the story. Lunchtime, I went one. And I came back from lunch. I took my 1 hour lunch and came back to work.
What?
Got off.
You sure you Bahamian? You only take an hour lunch?
I took an hour lunch.
What the phrase?
And then
that's how I know you never used to wait for government before that.
And in the 7-year period that I worked for, I never went on vacation. Never took a vacation break.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Usually you only see that when people are working for themselves,
right?
That they go all the time without any breaks, vacations, but this is working with your sister. Wow.
Yeah, but like I said, I think it was more of a training process. I would look at it as. I look at it as a training process, you know. And it's like I couldn't help it. I just felt like I had to be there. Now this is my sister. She used to say, "Hey, go off, get up." And I said, "No, I won't get up early. I won't work, and I won't work." And so that's how I got into the blind industry. You see, that's how I got into the blind industry. Now this is something that I never thought that I would have been doing. I never. At first saw myself, you know, owning my own business or doing this or doing that. And so I after the 7 years, I said, her name is Erica. I said, Erica, I think it's time for me to try to launch it on my own. I felt like you taught me, everything I needed to know.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I could, make it there on my own. And that's the point in itself, because every entrepreneur to me need a mentor. Need somebody that can train them and somebody that can teach them the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because at times you could feel like, hey, you there on your own, and you could feel like you could do it on your own, but it's not that. If you could find someone that, that can teach you the process of entrepreneurship, because it's not easy as being an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Mm-hmm.
And so I after that I left. I started the blind industry. I got a government grant during that time when the government was giving out some grants. I got a small startup loan from the government.
Now, quick question: are these grants still available for people that may want to be, want to get a grant from the government? Are these still available to your knowledge?
This present government, you don't know what to expect. I don't think.
All right, but let's move from that one. Go ahead.
Yeah, you don't know what to expect, man. They shut down everything.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but I got the grant, and I started off with that grant, and believe it or not, when I got that grant, a close friend of mine, I told him about my dream. I told him about something what I wanted to do, and he persuaded me to lend him the money.
Oh, wow.
He persuaded me to lend him the money, and I lent him the money. Yeah.
Hold on, the money you get for your business.
The money I got for my business.
He persuaded you to lend him the money you got for your business, and you do it.
My $1,500 that I got from the government, I lent it to him.
Wow.
Now, this was somebody, and it could be a learning process. It could be something that someone could learn from, because I trusted this person, and I lent him it. And after I did that, I never got fully into, at that time, what I wanted to do. So it kind of pulled me away from the business, trying to find the money again and trying to do this but the point I wanted to make in that, I learned something from that. Not everybody you could confide in.
Okay, so what happened with the money? Like what nothing ever came out of it?
Nothing ever came out of it.
Oh my God! I need to see your passport. You sure you pay him? You only take an hour lunch and you give up the money that you got to start your business to somebody else?
Man, it was the process.
Yes.
It was the process.
Right.
Yes.
And I yielded myself to the process. You see, that's what I'm saying. Everybody has a story.
Yes.
Right.
So in order for you to have a story, you got to go through something.
Oh, for sure.
I guess that was a part of my story.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yes,
Most definitely.
I learned from that. I learned that, hey, not everybody you can confine it.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a dream and if you have something to do, if you have a business venture, keep your mouth shut. Don't tell anybody. Keep your mouth shut and do what you got to do.
Find the right
get
people.
It done. And then people can start following, because then people can take you serious. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But people don't take you serious.
But that's difficult, because a lot of people they get so excited about their dreams, they just want to share it with people. They want to share these ideas. They want to confide in people. So that's kind of difficult to do for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
It is difficult, but you got to be mature to do that, to share things. You see what I'm saying? You got to be mature in your proning stage, in your beginning stage. Don't share it.
Okay.
I want advice to share things with people. You got to do it. You got to just do it. Like Nike say, just do it.
Right, just do it.
And let people follow you afterwards. You see what I'm saying? 'Cause people going to catch on. People going to catch your vision. People going to catch it.
Right.
You see? But you got to first believe in you. You got to first believe in what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Most
if you
definitely.
don't believe in what you're doing, nobody going to follow you. Nobody going to run with you.
Right, and I think I'm a big proponent for that as well. Staying as quiet as possible, especially like you said in the beginning, because those are the important stages. And your actions will speak for you.
Yes.
Your work will speak for you. I love it when people recognize my work without me having to say anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's important to do the work as opposed to doing the talking. But you have some people, they just feel like, they just want to talk anyhow.
Yeah, but I mean, I think you should maybe find one or two people to discuss with beforehand. If you have a trusted confidant or somebody that you feel safe confiding in, I recommend if you want to share your idea, to share it with another entrepreneur. Because I find that even though they may provide another perspective, they are less inclined to try to sabotage you because they're on the same journey. Kind of thing. I sometimes find that other entrepreneurs that may be on the same level as you or move in the same circles, they seem to be a bit more open to the possibility of this happening as opposed to somebody who may not be entrepreneurially inclined. That's a word, right?
It is now.
That's a word.
and that's why I said too. That comes with maturity. You see, and your start-off process, I wouldn't advise that. But over a period of time, you'll find someone. Definitely, you'll need someone who you can entrust in some of your ideas and so with. But that comes with maturity. I would advise a person to get mature first before you take that route, because people could steal your dream. There's some dream killers. There's people who could steal your idea.
We in the land of dream killers. I think this is the capital of dream killers right here. In Nassau.
And when they take it, you in your immature place, what are you gonna do about it? You like a little cat trying to fight dogs. You're gonna get devoured.
Right. And a lot of people don't recover from that. You know what I mean? They have stuff like that happen and they never recover because they stay harping on that. And I think
that's gonna give up.
And I think that's you have to have like a. I like to compare it to like a quarterback's mentality. Like you never get too high or too low. You know what I mean?
Right.
So if you have a big play, you score a big touchdown. Okay, good, great. On to the next play.
Yeah.
If you have a bad play, you throw an interception, you got to forget about it and move on next play. And I think you have to have that kind of mentality in entrepreneurship. You never get, you got to keep moving. You never get too high or too low. And I think the people that are unsuccessful, they end up either getting too high or too low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's right. That's right. That's true. That's true, man. That's true.
So about with your transition, you said financing was probably the biggest thing. Was the grant the only form of financing you sought out initially?
Well, the grant was the only form of finance that I sought out. You know, apart from trying to reach out to a few family members and so forth, close friend of mine, nobody wanted to help me. Nobody wanted to, because nobody really believed in what I was trying to do. But apart from that, what I had to do, then I started to go in the streets. I started, because I was done.
Now you got to clarify when you say you started to go in the streets now, because when people hear that, they think you're
I'm telling you what I mean. Yeah. What I meant, I started to walk through my area that I lived in and give them flyers and tell persons that, hey, I repair blinds and I manufacture blinds. I started to do that. And when I started to do that, I got some good response. People started calling me, saying, "Man, come at my house and change this and fix this up for me." And so I went out there myself. I went out there with not a dollar. So I tried to, I worked with, and then I started gaining clientele, and people started to see my work, and and I started to build some money. I started to build some funds.
Okay, so the after that, the only financing you got was building the funds yourself.
Building the funds myself. Yep.
See, I always for that. That's my method. Because a lot of people, their issue is they and I think one of the commenters said, so true financing is hard to obtain. And I hear people complaining all the time, banks won't lend you money. They'll give you money for a car, but won't give you money for a business. And they just complain about financing all the time. But I tell them, listen, you maybe you was trying to start too big, right? Start where you at. Do what you can do and try to build as much money as you can to at least get the ball rolling. You know what I mean? So it's interesting to hear that that's exactly what you did.
That's what I did. I didn't want to get myself in no debt. And
right.
Like you said, you're right. What you said, the banks wasn't giving you no money.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I went up there. I said, "Hey, they ain't want to do it. Let me go try a couple of clients, build my clientele list, and go walk. If I got to go from house to house,
knocking on doors. Okay.
And then that's what I can do. Well, of course, you can't. They hardly could, do that now because you can't go to people's house now.
No. Can't take that chance.
But the thing with that is times change. Well, you could. Everybody's on Facebook now. I mean,
exactly.
Business is so easy to operate now. That's why I try to figure out, why is it that people aren't following their dreams? Why is it that people aren't becoming entrepreneurs? I mean, the market is out there.
Yes.
And it's so easy now. It's way easier than how it used to be.
I completely agree. But what it is? A lot of people's perspective is warped, right? They
Right,
look at
right.
things. They look at things from a negative perspective all the time, and they try to identify all the problems as opposed to looking for the solutions. And so it's like I tell people all the time: if you're sitting on the street and you're looking for red cars to pass, you won't know how many blue, yellow, green cars pass because you're only looking for red.
Yeah.
So some people only focus on that negativity, so that's all they can see. And then again, you have some people that aren't serious. You know what I mean? They
Right,
talk a
right.
big game, but they really aren't serious. Like, they'll give you these big dreams and aspirations that they claim to have, but they really
Right,
not
right.
serious, or they're not willing to do what it's going to take to get it. Some
That's
people
the
just
deal.
like to
That's the
talk.
deal.
Yep.
They just like to talk.
Yeah.
You see, and the thing too is you got to change your mindset, because a lot of people, we our culture messes up. Our culture we have a laid back culture. Everybody expects things to fall into their lap.
Yep.
It's not that easy. Nothing is going to fall in your lap.
Nope.
You see, it's not everything comes with a fight.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
When
sir.
you was in your mother's womb, your daddy ejaculated in your mother. You fight.
Jeez, I
Your
thought I was
sperm,
fine.
your little sperm.
You was fighting from then.
Fight over a million.
Yeah.
You fighting from then.
That's it.
So you were born to fight.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? You were born to survive. You were born to, and all of us have a creativeness inside of us. And I tell people, I said, you know what you got to do? Sometimes you got to just use your eyes. If you use your eyes and sit down at times and just look, you would see so much opportunities out there. You see what I'm saying? Like right now, I'm sitting down at the table by, workplace, and I'm looking outside, and I'm looking at, across the street, there's some dresses over there. You see what I'm saying? And I'm looking at it, I say, hey, if I look at that dress long enough, I guarantee I could come up with an idea to enhance that dress. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm looking.
Right.
I'm not looking at other people's property. I'm not looking what other people are doing. I'm focusing on what I want to accomplish. I'm focusing on what I want to do. You said I'm trying to look for opportunities, and that's what entrepreneurs does. They look for opportunities.
Exactly. And that's the
You
thing.
see what I'm saying?
And successful entrepreneurs look for opportunities, and the ones that think they want to be, they look for problems.
They look for all kinds of problems.
Look for
man.
problems all the time. That's why and especially in this country, like I said, you hear people complaining about problems all the time, because that's all they focusing on.
Yes.
That's
It
all
seems
they
like that's all
focus
they
on.
want to see.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Mr. Knowles,
Exactly.
we're going to switch gears for a bit and just wanted to find out, you mentioned having a family and your children and so on. How do you balance entrepreneurship with family life?
Oh, that isn't easy at all. That isn't easy at all. And one of the things that I've done is that I try to put things in perspective. I look in the long haul. I look into the future, per se. You see, and as I sit back and as I look into the future, I say to myself, I said, either I go and sit here and complain, or I go and work hard and get to where I want to go. You see, and if that takes me sitting up all night trying to finish off a project so I could have the next day, to spend time with my family, that's what I have to do. You see what I'm saying? Because there's a time that will come when, hey, I done really put my work in, put my time in, and then I can enjoy the fruits of my labor. If you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
You see, so it's all balancing yourself and balancing your time, maximize every time or every opportunity, and time is of essence, and you can't waste time doing other things that is not important. That's just how I see it.
Yep.
So and so that's what I had to do. I maximize every time. Every time was important to me.
Yes.
9 o'clock in the night was important to me.
Yeah. Every single second of the day.
3 o'clock in the morning was important to me.
Yep.
You see?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's safe to say you don't watch Love and Hip Hop then.
No, I don't.
Okay. So yeah, good. So I can tell because you don't. I can tell you don't waste time.
I always watch TV.
Oh, see that? All right. I know. You know what time it is. So let me read a comment from Nadia Gray. She says, Gail and Greg, we know people who are miserable on these jobs and don't want to make that leap into business ownership. Well, Nadia, to be honest, not everyone is cut out to be a business owner, to be honest. But if they're miserable on a job, maybe they should find another job or change their outlook within that job.
Yes.
Not business ownership isn't for everybody because there's a lot of sacrifices.
It isn't.
A whole lot of sacrifices that you have to make, a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy. it really wears on you, and you have to be driven,
Okay.
and it has to be a passion for you. You know what I mean? Like you have to live for it, or else you won't survive.
Yeah.
And so it's really not cut out for everybody.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Everybody can't be. Imagine if everybody's the boss.
Then who would be doing the work? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everybody isn't called. That's why I say entrepreneurship to me is just like a calling. That's how I see it.
Yes.
You know, everybody isn't called to be an entrepreneur. Everybody isn't called to be a business owner. Some people can't handle the pressure because there's pressure that is involved in it. That's why I say at the beginning, there's a pruning process. There's a process that you gotta, that you gotta go through to be an entrepreneur. That's how I see it. You see, but entrepreneurs are calling. That's not everybody can be that. You see? Not everybody.
Mr. Knowles, just wanted to find out, entrepreneurs, we experience burnout and frustration. We may be at a point where we may feel like giving up. In those moments, what do you find is most effective for you to get back on your game or get back into the play? What helps you?
How do I get back, at the time?
Motivated again in those moments where you may experience frustration or burnout.
Sometimes what I do, I take a break. I go to the beach. I sit back and I meditate. You see? Sometimes I go out by myself.
When you sit back and meditate, you have something in your hand? You ain't got to answer that. Keep going. Sorry.
I can tell you that one.
Oh, Lord, Greg.
Hey, I can tell you that one later.
Off here. All right, go ahead.
But my thing is, I tell persons, everybody finds strength in something. All of us find strength in something. We could pinpoint something that we could pull strength from. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So whatever that is you can pull your strength from, then pull your strength from it. You see what I'm saying? I pull my strength from meditating. You see?
Okay.
I pull my strength from sometimes I gotta pray. I pull my strength sometimes I gotta pick up a good book and read. You see? I pull my strength from sometimes I go to the beach and sometimes I go by myself, I go out for lunch and I pull my strength from that. You know what I'm saying? So find what it is that you can pull your strength from. Whatever you can pull your strength from, once it don't cause stress in the long run, pull your strength from that. And trust me, you do that, you keep yourself motivated. But in this game of entrepreneurship, you got to stay motivated. Every day, you got to be motivated.
Yep.
And surround yourself around people who are motivated themselves. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, you got to run from these half crazy people only ringing under the who's just sucking your energy.
Yeah.
Run from them.
You nice. You only call them half crazy. But
you're not gonna make it. If you stay around them, you ain't gonna make it.
No, not at all. Not at all. But we want to thank you. Let's plug the event one more time. What's going on? So give us the information once again.
We have the Business Consultant Happy Hour tomorrow afternoon. For those who missed it, it is an event that will cater to entrepreneurs and persons who are thinking about doing a startup. We have 3 business consultants available. They will be talking to you about insurance, graphic design, and web development for your business. So you would come in, there's a $10 cover charge. You'd be able to have 15-minute consultations with each of the business professionals. You can ask them personal questions about your business or ask for specific advice if you wish, and you'll have that one-on-one time in order to get some answers. And then, Mr. Knowles, if you want to briefly describe Let's Connect coming up December 2nd, just so the audience can be aware.
Well, Let's Connect is a movement that started from BEK Enterprises because I wanted to reach out to entrepreneurs and I wanted to offer them support in business. I wanted to create a network of entrepreneurs where we can go to that network and get services, get discount services, and get continual support, hosting socials, hosting business expos, maybe take it on an international level and host some expos on internationally. I wanted to empower entrepreneurs because I realized what I went through as an entrepreneur. So I wanted to create a net. I didn't have the support. I didn't have the support and persons around me, and I tried to reach out to persons to assist me, but I didn't get that opportunity. So I wanted to create a network where entrepreneurs can be empowered. They can get that support that they need in their journey.
Awesome.
So that's what Let's Connect is about. We connect. We connect to support each other. We connect to empower each other.
Great.
Awesome. Let me just run through a couple. Dakota says, "Hi all, I need one
Hi,
of these
Dakota.
shirts, y'all."
Yeah.
Dakota, you got my number. And the shirt that she's speaking of, the shirts that Gail and I are wearing so proudly.
Yes,
And
yes,
it says
yes.
on it, this is our slogan for the podcast, and it says, "Losers make excuses and winners make adjustments." So if you would like to order a shirt, we actually have them online on our website. It's goundertherug.com/shop.
Fancy.
You can go ahead and purchase online, or you could message me on 8045219. That's the WhatsApp number if you want to order. Because I see Dario McKinney saying, "Where's my shirt?" Well, Dario, you ain't ordered none, so you ain't got none. So order your shirt, and we'll be more than happy to get it to you.
Fee.
Yes, no, it ain't free now. Ain't nothing around here for free. Don't try that.
For a small fee, you can get one shirt.
Yes, you could get your shirt. I will be more than happy to deliver it to you.
Yes.
So hit up.
Deliver cookies too.
Yes, 8045219. Message that WhatsApp. Instead of sending all them tropsy pictures and you'll be sending around on WhatsApp.
My Lord.
Send the message so you can order the shirt and you'll have it for the next show. So. Thank you, Mr. Knowles. We appreciate it.
Thank you for your
Great
time.
information.
Thank you for having me.
If I had a tambourine, I would have shaken a couple times while you were speaking because you was preaching. Yeah, I agree with what you were saying. And we appreciate all that good information and knowledge. And we encourage everyone to go to these events.
Yes.
They don't have to do this, but they're doing this to benefit you and to benefit all as a collective because we know small and medium businesses drive economies. And so we need to connect more. We need to link up more because you never know. You may find some people that, you may be missing something that would take you to the next level. You may meet that person at this event.
There.
So just go ahead, connect, network. That's what entrepreneurship is about, your network. So thank you, people, for tuning in. Thank you once again, Mr. Knowles. We appreciate it.
Keep up the good work, guys.
Thank you. We appreciate it. And again, as we end every show, like I say, on the shirt, you can read it. Losers make excuses. Winners make adjustments. Until next time, thank you for tuning in, people. Peace.
All right.
It's the after show. It's the after show. Shout out Travis.
Who ain't here again?